Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olsen, the Tolkien Professor, joined as always by my friend Gryfflet, and we are standing here on this beautiful day here on Pelennor Field. Gryfflet waiting patiently in the rain, so I'm very appreciative of him here this morning. And today we are going to we're gonna try to finish up here on the post battle. I don't know how long it'll take us, but I think maybe we've got a shot at finishing up out here on the Pelennor Field. So we are probably going to be searching among some more corpses and things. So that'll be cheerful. I suppose the weather's appropriate for the work that we're going to be doing here. And oh, I see. I'm shocked druids fired by my comparative punctuality today. I know, right? Yes, I did see druids fire. Thank you. Yes. So I'll be watching my XP. Gryfflet's at 108 right now. And the quests are all, what are they? They're all 105. Right, exactly. So I'm going to go up to 109 and then I'll cap it. So maybe Gryfflet will get all the way up to up towards 110. I don't go all the way to 110, but I'm going to try to stop short of 110. So I'll keep an eye on that. Okay. Sorry, I can see I'm disappointing people by my punctuality. All right, so where are we going? What are we doing next? Let's see. Where are we? We're here. So let's head up to the north, and which is the Ingold. Which one is this one? I can't even see. Ingold and Turgon? Ingold and Turgon. Okay. Search for Ingold and Turgon on the after battle Pelennor. Now they were quest givers in the past. Are they going to give me a new set of quests when I find them? I guess we'll find out. So let's head up to the north. Okay. Yeah, I was actually thinking about it, you know, when it's going to start up. I'm on time for a... What? What are these guys doing here? Just some random raiders and archers? Do I have a quest for them? Oh, wait, hang on a second. I have these... Oh, right. This is the master quest where I turn in all the other quests. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've got a quest for them. No, I don't. I mean... I actually kind of hate to leave them in peace. All right, so somewhere right along the road up here. We've got some dead Mumakil up there. You can tell they're dead because their stealth isn't working anymore. I can just see them sitting right there from a distance. Okay. Let's see. Ingold up here. Okay, hang on. Somewhere around here? Somebody over here? Hello? I'm looking for... Oh. Turgon. Okay. Hi, Turgon. I see you're in the... Oh dear. I see you're dead. That's not good at all. Okay. Oh no. Poor Turgon. Turgon died with honor in combat. That apparently is Gryfflet's forensic conclusion. Okay. Well, that was sad. Uh-oh. Stuck. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me get back. Okay, what's the green one? The final captain. Oh, yeah. There's like a holdout, right? Shemug. Shemug can be found roaming about. Find and defeat the Orc Captain Shemug. Okay, so we got still. This is the battle mopping up quest. Okay, let's see. Don't want to ride over all the corpses. Okay. Uh-oh. A roaming sickle fly. The insects have returned. Oh, and a carrion crawler. That's unpleasant. Let's see. So I'm looking for... Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with my audio here today. I thought it was a little quieter too, and I don't quite know why. Oh dear. Alright, so let's tell you what. Let's dismount. Hobbit silence doesn't work on bugs? That's just wrong. Okay. We'll get into stealth mode. We'll look around. Right, Hobbit daggers. That's fine. Okay, let's see. We got some raiders. Ally of Shemug. Oh, there he is. I'm going to start with your archer ally. Mr. Shemug. Oops. Wrong one. Hit the wrong button. You're not susceptible to stunning? Okay. Defeated Shemug, the bane of the Rohirrim. Well. Okay. Alright. He's the bane of the Rohirrim? I mean, some of them, presumably. Okay. Alright, no problem. Alright, so who's... Oh no. Ingold is up here too? I guess I'm in the neighborhood. I'll look for Ingold also. Turgon, of course, is a made-up character with a very Gondorian, Gondolindrim name. They seem to love those. And also to name their children after Turin Turambar. But Ingold, of course, is in the book. A defended walkway. That looks suspicious. Excuse me, fellows. I'm going to go past up here to see if Ingold is hiding up here. Aha! Ingold, there you are, and still alive. You have come to assist me in defending the wall. Small orc groups still linger in pockets. There is much to be done. Why do you stand there? Have you something to say? You explain to Ingold that he has missed, that he has been missed and should return to Aragorn's pavilion. I will go at once. Surely there I shall find others who will join me in wiping out every last threat to the Ramas wall. Take off. I guess I should have cleared that. Are you going to be all right? Oh yeah, you're going to be all right. They're going to ignore you. Okay, fine. Come around the corner here. I don't want to mess around here. Okay. Fine. Great. We found Ingold. Oh, he's back. But probably not. Okay. That's great. That's fine. So, how are we doing here? We now have... I've got to find Golisgil, Hirluin, Forlong, not, what am I looking for? Okay. All right. So, right, Forlong and Éowyn are in the south, as I figured. That's where I last saw them alive. All right. So we're going to go out and head south. There it is. All right, let's mount up. Actually, hang on a second. I forgot. I should be able to war steed here, actually. I'm on open ground. What am I afraid of? Okay. So let's just mostly follow the road. Yeah. Let's follow the road and it'll take us pretty close to... which one? I think Golaskill and Éowyn. Okay. Well, it's so good to be back with you guys today. I know I have missed some time for travel lately. Was away with my family last week, but we're back this week. And I'm glad to be back, working through the Pelennor Field, moving on to the... I've been curious. So we're coming to... Gryfflet is catching up with Wigand. In sort of slowly and inexorably, and which is fun because it means we're reaching, many of those areas where I remember, in the last couple Wigand marathons, I remember skipping, the side quests and saying to myself, it's gonna be fun to come back over this with Gryfflet. So like the Northern Ithilien and, the Black Gate stuff is one of those places, especially Northern Ithilien, because I had to resist the temptation to get sent off, to go to accompany those, the faint of heart who were sent off by Aragorn to retake Cair Andros. So I was really curious to see what they did with that quest line. So that's one I'm really looking forward to. Okay, so is it in the tent? In front of the tent? The tent is collapsed. But I feel like my quest ring points me directly into this collapsed tent that I can't enter. It totally does. I can't climb it? I can't climb it? I can't go in? The quest ring says I must. No, I guess it doesn't. Hang on. Just passed it over this way? Seriously. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, no. It's Éowyn the Fair. I don't remember Éowyn being here. We saw Éowyn's body. Wasn't it? It was on the hill. The hillock. Are we on the hillock? Maybe I just don't recognize the hillock without the battle going on about me. You have found the spot where Éowyn lies slain. Yeah, Sam, you're right. This is also a kind of travel through the years of the game. When we reach Mordor, that's when the game became 10 years old. Wow, that's how far behind I am? I'm not surprised. Okay, so... Alright, I think I'm going to just... Whoa. Stay off my... I'm just going to stay in stealth. It'd be simpler. All right, let me queue up a lore question while I'm continuing here. Let's see. since we're here on the Pelennor Field, let me answer a Pelennor Field. Let me respond to a Pelennor Field themed question. How come the Witch King died? Did the prophecy Glorfindel said made it so? This is Hoyabella asking this. Did the prophecy Glorfindel said made it so? I thought the Nazgul were all bound to the fate of the One Ring and Sauron. It's an excellent. So I notice I sort of hedged in advance rather than saying I'm going to answer this question. I said I'm going to respond to this question because I don't know the answer to this question. It feels so. On the one hand, yes, we are told that the fate of the Nazgul and the Nine is bound to the fate of Sauron, and that the Nazgul themselves perish. The other 8 Nazgul all perish when Sauron is destroyed. But then there's the Witch King. Uh-oh. Oh, some Haradrim warriors in here. Hey, Rosaran. Hey, you want some help here? Hang on. There you go. Does that help? Oh, hang on. I'll get these guys too. Okay. I've rescued you, Rosaran. You appeared just in time. These Haradrim refused to surrender, and wearied as I am, I fear I might not have handled them on my own. I must see my wife, Bruidis, again. It is what keeps me going. I shall meet you back at the pavilion. Okay, Rosaran. Tell Barry-a-dear I said hi. Okay, so back to the Witch King. I cannot explain the mechanics of the Witch King's death exactly. What we know for sure, that is what we see in the text, is that the Nazgul cannot survive past when the power of the One Ring is destroyed, right? That does not necessarily prove that it does not necessarily prove that the Nazgul cannot be killed by any other means. Necessarily. That is to say, I don't think necessarily that the death of the Witch King need be seen as a contradiction of what we're said, of what we're told, right? But that he's treated as a kind of special case is obvious, right? On the one hand, on the kind of the simplest level, though this is outside the story rather than inside it. On the one hand, it seems clear that Tolkien was thinking in terms less of consistent world building and more in terms of powerful storytelling, you know? Like, that's what was mattering to him at that moment. Hey, Devorin! Oh no, you're trapped under a beam! Thank the stars, it's good to see you. Though I am pinned, I do not believe my leg is broken. If you would assist me, I should be able to make my way back. I shall. Oh. Off he limps. I thought I was going to have to... I was looking forward to getting a progress bar on lifting the beam, but... Bye, Devorin. Do you need some help? Shall I... Look, you're good. Okay. Okay, no, Salvage 3, no. Mordred isn't the Witch King. Mordred isn't the Witch King. He's different in the game. He's different. But yeah, no, I think the Witch King is killed dead, as Farmer Cotton would say. Sorry, Edith, let me finish your question. Was the Witch King killed or just permanently separated from his embodiment or whatever keeps him tied to Middle-earth, and then he died when the ring was destroyed? Permanently separated from his embodiment in Middle-earth is kind of the definition of the word dead, isn't it? If you think about it. Right? I mean, because it's not exactly a question of like where is his soul exactly. Oh no, the Arnor Mordorith stuff, no part of the book at all. Completely invented plot. Yeah. Yeah, completely invented plot there. Marvelous plot, love it. But totally invented. That was invented, of course, way back at the beginning of the game, when the Lotro folks needed, a big bad for Angmar in the north, and they didn't want to use any of the book bad guys. Like, they didn't want to make it one of the Nazgul or something like that, because they wanted you to be able to overcome him, and which I think was a good move. I think it was a good move for them not to, because, I mean, the idea that, like, one of the Nazgul is sent up to rule Angmar or whatever, that would, I think, feel like a bigger departure from the story in the book than merely inventing a new plotline. But anyway, yeah, so, Gulliskill. Oh dear. You looked... I thought you were mourning, but this is the body of an orc. Are you lost? Are you feeling... Yeah. The enemy were everywhere. I did my best to fend them off, but I was separated from my allies. I was able to hide here and lose them after I fended off a party of orcs who tried to ambush me. You say it is safe to return? It's okay, Lord of Van Fallas. Go ahead. I give you permission. Well, like he didn't notice that the battle was over? Okay, I think that's everybody. No, it's not. Who am I still missing? Forlong, right? Aha, yeah, Forlong. Best for last. Okay. Sorry, I'm like all scattered now because I'm answering like 4 questions at once. Let me get back to the Witch King. Tolkien chose to do something different with the Witch King's character. Actually, if I could expand on this for just a second. I was just talking about the choice between... it was kind of flippantly referred to it as a choice between consistent world building and storytelling. I think that's worth pausing at for a second. When Tolkien is faced with a choice between a compelling story and consistent world building, Tolkien chooses the story every single time. Consistent world building was important to Tolkien, but it was only important as a second-order thing. He would always be guided by the story that he discovered. And then if he found, after having pursued the story to where it led him, if he found that it created problems with the world building he'd already done, he would change the world building to fit it. Sometimes radically. Sometimes it would cause the revision of the whole thing. Sometimes it would be something that he could retcon. Oh my goodness, Forlong is still alive. My friend, I am dying. But you could see that for yourself, I suppose. Ah, the good times, the adventures. What I wouldn't give for one more draught of that wine. Forlong coughs and tries to laugh through the pain. Ah, my friend, forget wine. Would that I could see Thorongil once more. I would swear... You must forgive me. I would swear I saw him upon the field of battle beneath the banner of the king. What delusions come upon us when our deaths are nigh. And yet, if it were him and he had returned in the hour of glory... Here, take my horn. If Thorongil truly is returned, he will know its sound. He will come. Oh, no. This is awesome. Oh, my goodness. Oh, tell me... Oh, I love it. Aragorn arrives swiftly, look of grave concern on his face, and stands by his old friend. How badly hurt are you? Can you move? These wounds are beyond healing. This is most likely my last breath. Tell my fair Vanyalos that I love her. She knows this truth 1,000 times over. Rest well, my friend. Oh, a reunion with Thorongil on the battlefield. That is awesome. That is awesome. Too late, and yet just in time. I have this memory now, and I shall hold it close to my heart always. Oh, I love that. Love that. Oh, what a marvelous ending for Forlong. Oh, man, that brought tears to my eyes. It's just wonderful. I'm so glad I saved that one for last. So we didn't just find the body of Forlong on the field. Oh, man. That is so good. That is so good. All right, Aragorn, meet you back at the pavilion. Anyway, yeah, so you see what I say about world building. This is something that Tolkien... A lot of people misunderstand this about Tolkien. This is something that that really, really has been striking me. It was primarily when The Nature of Middle-earth came out. I was seeing it already as we were... I've been, of course, teaching my way through the History of Middle-earth series. We've gone through the War of the Jewels now. We'll be starting the Peoples of Middle-earth in a few months. And we did The Nature of Middle-earth right after it came out. And the thing that really struck me when reading The Nature of Middle-earth was just the realization that world building, it's not where Tolkien started. Tolkien is famous as a world builder. Everybody talks. I mean, it's very common if you ask people what they admire about Tolkien. So many people will say like, "Oh, it's such an incredibly detailed and consistent world." You know, if you ask, you know, when people start like talking about Tolkien's marvelous accomplishment, they'll talk about like the detail of the world. And it's not that I disagree with that, but that isn't Tolkien's focus. It's something he didn't even set out to do. Like, it wasn't even on his radar screen, to be perfectly frank. It was almost alien to what he was doing, if that makes any sense. He was writing mythology, and mythology is not interested. Like the Book of Lost Tales, not really interested in the kind of like in-world consistency that marks Tolkien's later work. Yeah, Phil, that's exactly right. He invented languages and then tried to work out why they changed. The world building was a happy accident. Yeah, absolutely. It's he came to love it passionately, as we can see. And if there's one thing that you take away from The Nature of Middle-earth, with all of those charts and tables of, and calculations that he was doing with, elf reproductive patterns and such, the big thing, that you can take away is how much he enjoyed actually working out the details, right? But the fact is, story is always first and foremost. Like, the discovery of story was always the number one thing. And especially, and it wasn't really until after. It was the Lord of the Rings itself. The Lord of the Rings isn't a product of his love of world building. It is the cause of his love of world building. The Lord of the Rings was the gateway drug that started Tolkien thinking in these terms. It's not what led to the Lord of the Rings at all. And so some people are troubled by what seem to be world-building inconsistencies, like with the Witch King, right? I'm willing to admit, from a point of view, that does look like an inconsistency. But Tolkien's not bothered with that, right? The death of the Witch King, the prophecy and death of the Witch King is a wonderful story, and the way it fits together with Éowyn's story, and oh my goodness, it's wonderful, right? It's a great, great story, and he knew that, right? He was discovering that. So he told that he didn't allow that story to be constricted by the world building that he had, and he didn't apologize for it or even explain it, right? So that's anyway, that's what that's where it's kind of where he was, in his own creative work. All right, Éomer. That's right. No more battle-weary men shall die by the hands of Shemug. Elfhelm has come. He said that he wishes to speak with you. It was peculiar, as usually he speaks with great detail. While I do not know what it is that Elfhelm seeks you for, it did sound urgent. You should speak with him as soon as you are able. He did tell me one thing. He wants to meet you at the old guest house in Minas Tirith. Oh. What, Burgle's old hangout? Okay. All right, Aragorn. Found lots of everybody. Yeah, no problem. You're welcome. But you have shown both discretion and courtesy in seeing it through. Well, happy to help. Ingold has returned, but what of Turgon? You tell Aragorn that Turgon was slain. Ah, I see. This is grievous news. I have heard much of his heroic deeds at the South Gate and all he did to ensure my safe passage in the fields. Okay, and now we got... Yes, a decision made without all the information is undermined even as it is made. When we meet in council, some things that were kept secret must be revealed if we are to properly weigh our choices. I hope you will think no less of me for keeping these secrets, my friend. You are a good friend and true, and if I kept you in the dark, I did so only because at the time I thought it was needed. Speak to me when you are ready to meet. Okay, the council of the captains, that'll be great. I'll do all the other side quests first. Ooh, I get a cloak. A cloak of the guiding direction? Yes, please. Okay. Ooh, and a phial of amber extract? What is that? It's a barter item? Weird. Is that the phial of amber extract? Seems a little random. But okay. Alright, so I think all I have is Elfhelm and Minas Tirith then. Oh, it comes in when you get to Ithilien. Okay, I see, okay. So it'll make sense later? Alright. We can hope. don't... I think it's an unspecified extract, which is amber in color. Alright, I'm still warhorsing, living dangerously now. Alright. Okay, in the old guest house. Yeah, this is Burgle's old hangout. I was right. What conspiratorial thing are we doing here, Elfhelm? It's interesting that all these side quests are getting voice-overed. That's different from the pattern before. One which I cannot entrust to any man of Rohan. You know that Lady Éowyn was on the battlefield, and now she rests recovering in the Houses of Healing. I am in need of her sword. Yes, the sword with which she fought and killed the Witch King. It still remains somewhere on the Pelennor. I have searched and searched for the sword, but could not find it. It could not have strayed far from the spot where the Witch King was slain. The sword was broken in combat, so I am certain no one took it to wield it in battle. I am hoping you might succeed where I could not. Will you try? Sure. I don't know exactly why you want it. I mean, just to return to Éowyn, maybe? Oh, hang on a second. I'm sorry. I know why you're not hearing the game sounds. That's my fault. I have my settings wrong. There we go. Game sounds now. Apologies. Apologies. My fault completely. How far out have we gone? Not too far. I was deceived by the fact, JJ, you had mentioned that you couldn't hear the game sounds. I can barely hear them either. There is something weird going on with my audio settings. So I thought it was just that. It didn't occur to me that I actually had my audio settings wrong. Okay. Let's see. Oh, anyway, so the voices that you missed, it's just the side quests have been, you know, the way they do, like with the sort of snatches of voiceover. Oh, I gotta go beyond the pavilion. Okay. You know, the same like they do with the epic quests. But we got Elfhelm's voice there a little bit. And we were getting the same thing from some of the other side quests. It didn't, like, register, but it just did then with Elfhelm. I mean, in my brain, I mean. Okay. Oh. Ah, look. How lovely. We already have Snowmane's. How? Look, somebody already erected his tombstone and planted bushes. Can I see the inscription? There it is. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, hang on. Dismount. Come on, tell me they put the actual poem in there in Tengwar. No. Let's see. It's hard to make out. Okay. That is, let's see, is it TH? ALA, let's see, that's a B. I think it's a B. I think it's a B. So I'm trying to remember my Tengwar here. Oh, it's, of course, they translated it too. Yeah, right. Good. And then that's a long carrier with, oh, gosh, it's tiny and with the marbling in the background. I think that's a double... Is that a double O? Huh. It's hard to read. Okay. Right. And so this is like, I'm just looking at like the different words down here. That's an F. A. Wait, A on a. Oh, is it AU? A on a U carrier. And then N. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to make out. I'm having a hard time with it. Oh, that is pretty cool. So they took the verse, faithful servant, yet master's bane, Lightfoot's foal, swift Snowmane. And they translated it into Sindarin and Old English, and then wrote it up here in runes. Yeah. So this is not just English that they've put in Tengwar and in runes. Yeah. This down here. Yeah. That's Snowmane right there, I believe. But yeah, it's not just in English. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they translated it into Old English. Yes, because this is Snell, I think, which is swift. So that's Snowmane swift. Of course. Oh my gosh. You see what that means? It means Tolkien was thinking in Old English when he wrote that verse. Because swift Snowmane is kind of alliterative. I mean, it has the S's, right? But in Old English, it's the SN combination. It alliterates with the full SN combination. Oh, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. I don't have time to do both a transliteration and a translation. That wouldn't be much fun to watch. But that is awesome. That is so cool. And so we have the sort of the cairn over the body here. Does it say it on each side, or is it just the one? No, it's just the one. Oh, that is really cool. Yeah, Edith. It's very plausible. So in the game, they use the Anglo-Saxon runes. Yeah, in the game they use the Anglo-Saxon runes. which is perfectly plausible, of course. There's no real hint in the book as to what alphabet they would use. Sorry, I'm just kind of walking around hitting the delete key here at this point to see if... Oh, hang on. Éowyn's Hill. Found it. All it says in the book is that they write few books, but they don't write no books, right? I mean, they're primarily an oral culture. The reason I say it makes sense, first of all, they're Anglo-Saxon runes, so that makes sense. But it also makes sense for the same reason that the Anglo-Saxons use the Anglo-Saxon runes. Anglo-Saxon runes are all angular because they're primarily designed for carving onto stone or wood or metal. Not a rune system that's designed for script, that's designed to write with a pen, because they did very little of that. But they would do more. They would want to be able to write on things. So it would make sense to me that the Rohirrim would have a similar kind of alphabetic thing. This is indeed the hilt of the sword Éowyn used when slaying the Witch King. That's it? Just the hilt? I thought I was going to be sent on a separate quest, separate leg of the quest for the blade. No? Okay. Gonna cheat. Oh, there we go. Gonna say. All right, Elfhelm, what's the secret?
You found it. What good fortune.
See? There he is.
You see, Gryfflet, this is no ordinary sword. I gave this to Éowyn when she refused to stay behind in Rohan. Yes, I knew that she was riding to Gondor with us. I kept her secret. Now I must share with you another secret. This is the sword of Théodred, Theoden's son. Yes, the sword of the late king's son, wielded by the king's niece, slew the greatest enemy upon the battlefield. Theoden's death was avenged in many ways. Éowyn's brother Éomer must know the truth of this. Take the sword to him.
Hey, that's fun! So Théodred's sword slew Theoden's enemy, avenging Theoden's death? That's great! Love it! And well, okay, I say super plausible. We know that Elfhelm knew, right? That he was sort of a willing conspirator with Éowyn. I guess it's a little bit less plausible that he would have access to Théodred's sword. But I suppose it's not entirely impossible. I mean, Elfhelm was a, second Marshal of the Mark. So, he was very high in Theoden's trust and would have had access to things. Yeah. I can buy that. I can buy that at an affordable rate. And yes, Elfhelm was there or almost there at the Fords of Isen. Yeah, exactly. So he was connected with Théoden, apart from just like the way everyone in Rohan would have been connected with Théodred. Éomer, get a load of this.
This is an exceptional tale.
Isn't it? You explain the story of the sword to Théodred and how it came to be here.
Théodred's death was cruel and untimely. Now he has been avenged, and through the hands of my sister, Théodred was there for his father. I shall tell this to all the men of Rohan. This will surely boost their spirits, and this hilt shall be a prized relic of Rohan.
That is awesome.
Men patrolling the Pelennor have spotted a group of Haradrim hiding out in Talathanor.
Man, I keep being almost done with this, but Éomer just keeps going. It's okay. Been worth it so far. We cannot let them remain. We must act swiftly and surprise their forces. Will you accompany Elfhelm on this ride? He has volunteered and could certainly use your expertise. Okay. So I just go up to Parth Gladlow, and he'll be there, huh? Okay. All right, let's change mounts here. Okay, Patty McGinty, if I could be any race in Middle-earth, what would it be? So here's the thing. So you would choose Bjornings. The Bjornings are really cool. I have to say, though, that turning into a bear isn't a racial trait, actually. At least the evidence in the book states very clearly that it's not. That the descendants of Bjorn can't turn themselves into bears. That was a sort of a personal ability of Bjorn's rather than actually a racial ability. Unfortunately, because it is awesome. I don't grudge it in the game. Like, it's very cool. You know, it's sufficiently cool to justify. I don't mind changes like that at all in the game. This is why I've, from the very beginning, many of you have been around Lotro for long enough to remember, like, the controversy attached to, you know, runekeepers. Like, oh no, there are magic users in the game. Like, that's a contradiction of the book where there's nobody who does that kind of thing. And it's, and a lot of people got, you know, really bent out of shape about that. Personally, I think that's silly. There's a kind of mindless purism which I think has more to do with wanting to, like, brag about being right, essentially, you know, like, or claiming, you know, like, feeling like you know more than other people, than it has to, I mean, like, it's fun. It's fun. Now, it's worth asking, right? That doesn't mean you can put anything fun in the game and it would be equally awesome, right? I mean, there is a need, a desire, to still be, in some sense, though I don't like to use this word, faithful to the book. But to just say, oh, you know, it's not, okay, I'm just supposed to kill a bunch of them. All right, happen I can do that. But just to be a killjoy because you feel like, you know more than everybody else, it's annoying, right? So no, the Bjornings are not still able to turn themselves into bears. But you know what? People who can turn themselves into bears is totally a Tolkien thing, right? So, like, what are we complaining about? So anyway, who would I choose? I don't know. I think I would choose an elf. Mostly because I think I would choose an elf because one of the things that I find most fun to think about is, you know, what it's like to be an elf, you know. There are so many things, you know, and Tolkien liked thinking about this too. But there we go. But yeah, but there are a lot of places where he doesn't really kind of spell it out. That they're still left very mysterious. And I think it would be fun to
sort of see what that's really like. Okay, we've got a sorcerer here. Great. So wasn't I supposed to meet Elfhelm here? Is Elfhelm slacking? And I'm just, like, enabling him? Or what? Yeah, I mean, I know it does, The Hobbit does hold out the possibility that some of his descendants can turn into bears. But again, like, to be a Bjorning, like, but that's not what Bjornings even mean. So first of all, even the way that it says that shows that it's exceptional, not just like, and this is the region of the world where everyone who lives here can turn into a bear if they want to, right? Like it's not that kind of thing. And in any case, the Bjornings are, that is, the people who are referred to as the Bjornings, like the people whom Gimli, or Glóin, sorry, in the Lord of the Rings, you know, at the feast, right, when Frodo meets him, refers to as the Bjornings, are not the descendants, or not only the descendants of Bjorn, but like the people that he came to rule, as we see happens at the end of The Hobbit. Okay. Oh, so Elfhelm has in fact deigned to join me, has he? Is he standing under this tree cheerfully? No, he's not. He's pointedly ignoring the rest of the Haradrim. Anyway, so because remember at the end of The Hobbit, he joins up with all those other woodmen, the ones who shoot at eagles, right? And who were saved by, who were going to get wiped out by the goblins and wargs that night if Gandalf and the dwarves hadn't so effectively distracted them. So they collectively become the Bjornings. Just as you'll remember, Glóin also refers to the Bardings of Dale. Not because they're all related to Bard or descended from Bard, but because he was their king. And they're just like the Rohirrim are called the Eorlingas, right? So the Bjornings in the book are just the people who are ruled over by the descendants of Bjorn. And so, no, they can't all turn themselves into bears. It's not even what a Bjorning is. Anyway, but yeah, so Edith, exactly. In the game, we're all Grimbjorn's children, right? Yeah. So, okay. Sure. Right. Exactly. That's great. That's great. What's not to love? Some of the Haradrim have fled north on horse. We must pursue. Okay.
Learning of a group of Haradrim unwilling to surrender, Elfhelm summons you to join him on a mission to rid Talath Anord of these fleeing foes.
Okay. So you didn't think to bring in just a couple more people? It's fine. Boy, y'all do need my help. Okay. So that sorcerer's not really doing much. Just sitting there whacking people with his spear. Okay, so we're just... Okay.
guess. Boy, these guys are pretty big, though. All right, Elfhelm. Hang on, I'm trying to keep your guys alive, too. You guys are splitting the party here. Seriously. Oh, where do we go? All right, we're here in Warrior. Presumably you know... Okay, thank you. This way, right? I see him now. Okay, we're just working our way through methodically. Come on, would you stop turning around? And that other warrior has no idea where he's going. Okay. So it just... Are you going over here? Yeah, you're just going way around the stone wall. I hear you. I can't one-shot these guys, even from stealth. Okay. So this is... I was hoping for a little more action, or I guess perhaps I should say a little more non-action than this. We're doing combat. All right. We're doing combat. Were we gonna... I was expecting the intervention of story at some point. But okay, we can carry on doing combat. I think if Bjorn's blood were a kind of wine, it would be particularly potent, don't you think? Okay. Hey, so Elfhelm, is anything going to happen yet? Or no, we're just going to keep fighting? Hey, look, Elfhelm, it's an honor to be in battle with you. It really is. I appreciate the opportunity. I do. It might be better as a whiskey, you think? Maybe. Hey, look, we managed to keep all of his warriors alive, too. Okay. Do we have yet another? Oh, yes. I think we're getting low on enemies now. Oh yeah, no, you're right. It's obviously a mead. Yeah, no, there's not. That's not even a debate. Yep, clearly. Okay, so there's not even like a boss fight or something like that. Just gonna meet random packs of sorcerers and... Okay, we packing it in, guys, or no? Because we already swept this part. Oh, good. Yeah, the Haradrim flee from us. If only it were so. If only it had been so. Okay. Yeah. Where are we going? Are we in pursuit? You're going to hold that position. Okay. Cowards escape on horse. If only we Rohirrim warriors had thought to bring horses. Oh, look, we did. Uh-oh. Oh, it did get worse. All right, come on. Maybe I could guard the gate, and the other warrior could do this. Okay, Elfhelm, how many of them are there? Not many, right? That was an unpleasant transition. Hey, at least Elfhelm and his boys have bows. He's making for the river. Okay. Surely, Elfhelm, that's all of them. Where are you going? Did another one spawn? Oh, I would be delighted to hold. Is that Cair Andros? Whoa. Oh, because I'm in an instance. Yeah, hang on. I was like, what? Farinorian, no? Where am I? Yeah, I think that must be Cair Andros. Oh, sorry. They make for Cair Andros. That island fortress was controlled by our foes before the battle was joined. If we follow, it will mean our deaths. We must think of some other way to regain the fortress. Yes. Excellent. We're preparing for the future quest that I'm looking forward to.
I thank you for lending your hand in combat.
You're welcome. And for your invaluable knowledge of Talathanor and the Haradrim. It has made this ride a success, as we no longer need worry about a Haradrim ambush near Minas Tirith. I am concerned about Cair Andros, however. We should tell Éomer and Aragorn of what we have seen. Agreed.
Let us return to Aragorn's pavilion.
There is nothing more we can do. Most of the Haradrim forces gathered in Talathanor are now defeated. All right. Excellent. Oh, Éomer was awful. I had to do mounted combat, Éomer. Thanks very much for that. Ah. Hey. I don't know what I hit accidentally, but I didn't realize I had points available. Look at that. What's this? I still don't understand tricks. But increasing their duration is probably good. Let's do that. All right, sorry. Éomer, talking to you is what I meant to do.
I am glad you and Elfhelm were able to scatter the Haradrim.
Great! Do not worry over much about those who slipped away to the island fortress of Cair Andros. It is only a matter of time before we must recapture Cair Andros for Gondor, and then their day of reckoning shall come too. Agreed. Oh, a scout's earring? Is this part of a whole new set? Okay. Great. You've got another one, Éomer?
Even now, enemies still roam the Pelennor.
Oh, come on. Éomer. Uncle. No, I still got time. We're good. We're good. Okay, we must defeat these remaining foes. I want the Pelennor safe before we march eastward. Okay. Okay, Éomer. I got you. Ah, yeah, there are people all over the place. Okay. What's happening here? Didn't I mount my horse? Okay. I shall rove around looking for bad guys. There are those ones I passed up before. No more. Okay. You're welcome, Bruigan. Just saves you from that little ambush there. Okay, didn't I find the body of Turgon up in this direction, guarded by a whole bunch of fellas? He was further up the road, wasn't he? Kinda wish Éomer had given me this quest from the outset, and I could have doubled it up. Yeah, wasn't the body of Turgon in there? Oh, wait, here's a couple more. Oops. Hit the wrong thing. All right. So that's 4. Yeah, here's those guys around here, Llewyn. There were a bunch up here. Okay. Oops, hit the wrong thing. And thus failed to one-shot him. I'm doing a lot of hitting the wrong buttons today. I've messed up both with my mouse and with my keyboard, so you know. Okay. One more, huh? For some reason, I just had like this sinking feeling that there would be some kind of inventory item that would start a quest that I would miss. Okay, guess I'll just stealth and run around pretty fast in stealth. Just looking for one more. There he is. Hey, does a scavenging rat count? Let's test the theory. Yes, he does. Take that, vermin. Okay. Excellent. Okay, Éomer, does that satisfy you? And if not, could I trouble you to give me quests more than one at a time? That would be lovely. But it's fine, Éomer. I don't grudge it. I am happy to do these quests for you in whatsoever order you have. So, Aragorn's Pavilion. Look at that. They brought a set of spikes to make it look like Illuminous. Right? Isn't that what that is? It's like a little Illuminous tower top. Little faux Illuminous tower top. Oh, they're wings. Okay. I thought, like the pointy things on the top of the towers in Illuminous? No, okay, they're wings. All right. So, is this a Dol Amroth tent then? Did Imrahil donate it? Probably did. And they had these new, Tree of Gondor cloths made up and such.
Thank you.
Each passing day, the Pelennor fades from the hands of the enemy and returns to the kingdom of Gondor. So true. You done? And that is it. That is it. It is time for the Council of the Captains. Yeah, Druid's Fire does make sense. You're right. Imrahil's explicit acknowledgement of Aragorn as his liege lord. It's kind of a nice little nod to that, right? I also like the way that their positioning and the banners and everything here anticipates the field of Cormallen, where we have like the 3 seats and they're each one on one with their banners behind. All right, let's do it, Aragorn. It's time to decide our course. Yes. Council the Captains. Excellent.
Aragorn has called for a council to determine his next course of action. May wisdom guide his steps.
Wait a second, we're missing a quest? What are we missing? Well, I don't think this is irrevocable. Anyway, I could probably go back and do them anyway, right? Though tell me, if it's irrevocable, tell me right now, because I'll exit the instance and we'll come back again. Kendall, yes, Imrahil is acting steward at the moment. Yes, that is correct. Well, he's not acting steward. He is acting in the place of the steward. It's not the same thing. It's not like he's, received the title of interim steward of Gondor or something like that. It's just that he is the default leader of the people of Gondor. Yeah. There's a funeral quest? Okay. But presumably completing this isn't going to get in the way of it, is it? Okay, all right, great. Here's everybody. Éomer, Elfhelm. Direvun representing the Rangers. Eldon and Elro here. Right, that's exactly it, JJ. Faramir is steward, because he's alive, but being that he's incapacitated, Imrahil is acting on his behalf. Exactly. That's just the situation. Okay. Let's do it. The captains who fought on Pelennor are here now, Gryfflet, and it's time to begin. It makes it sound like I'm the chair of this meeting. Greetings, my lords and friends, captains of the soldiers assembled on Pelennor. We have won a great battle, but now we have a choice to make. Much rests upon our decision. Of what decision do you speak, Aragorn? Mithrandir will explain it to us all. that we may choose aright. You remember the words of Denethor, Gryfflet. In them, I think, there is much we might learn. Yes, the Steward of Gondor had much to say about the dangers that threaten us. He claimed that victory on the Pelennor might last for an hour or a day, but that we could not hope for a lasting victory against the power that rules in Mordor. Give Gandalf room to pace. Denethor fell into despair at the sight of Sauron's armies in the depth of the Seeing Stone. We must not despair as he did, though it took all our strength to fight back the first assault. The next assault will be greater than the last. Sooner or later, one will come we have not the power to defend. Oh, one assault, not a person. Denethor was right. Strength of arms will not bring us victory. What can we do? Says Éomer. If we cannot achieve victory, would you advise us to hide behind our walls, enduring siege after siege until we can last no longer? You would have us retreat to Minas Tirith or Dol Amroth or Dun Harrow and wait for the end? I will not play like a child with a sandcastle, waiting in fear as the tide comes in. Yes. I was waiting for that metaphor. This is exactly what all of Gondor did during the days of Did You Not Do This and little more in all the days of Denethor. Watching, waiting, doing nothing. Do not misunderstand me. I still hope for victory, but not through battle. Into this debate must come the Ring of Power, for it is central to the matter. Is the time now come to speak openly? You know enough of this thing to understand our danger, my lords. If Sauron regains the ring that he has lost, his victory will be complete. Your valorous deeds will come to naught. But if the ring is destroyed, his fall will be swift and total. A great evil of this world will be gone. Sauron will be no more. Well, he'll be almost no more. Sauron knows all this. He knows that the ring he lost has been found again, but he knows not where it is now. His greatest fear is that we have found it, for there are those among us with the strength to wield it. Am I right to think you revealed yourself to him, Aragorn? Yes, my friend. Before I rode from the Hornburg, I deemed the time was ripe to use the Stone of Orthanc. Saruman's Seeing Stone. I believed that the stone had come into my possession for this very purpose. 10 days had passed since the ring-bearer went east from Rauros. I thought it would be meet to draw Sauron's gaze to me, and away from his own lands. Had I known how swift would be his response, perhaps I should have waited. And yet that swiftness proved an error. He did not crush Gondor with that first throw. Aye, that is so. I love how Legolas is standing over with Eladon and Elro here. You say it is hopeless for us to attack Sauron if he has the ring. Go ahead, Éomer. But why should he not feel the same if he thinks we have it? Because he's stronger than you are? Come on, Éomer, that's not very hard. Uh-oh. I'm gonna click on him again. There are some considerations that may slow his hand. The ring can only be wielded by one rather than by many. Sauron will expect a struggle among those who seek to wield it. He waits until one of us seeks to become greater than the others, and that is when he will act, seizing the advantage of our disarray. His Nazgûl still fly overhead, seeking signs of our movement. He has not forgotten the sword of Elendil, and now he has seen it reforged. His first assault was turned back, and his greatest captain slain. The winds of fortune have begun to blow in our favor. For the first time, doubt has begun to gnaw him. We do not have the ring. In wisdom or in great folly, through either wisdom or folly, it has been sent away to be destroyed, lest it destroy us. Without it, we cannot defeat Sauron by force. This, then, is my counsel. We keep Sauron's eye fixed upon us and blind to his true peril. We march out to meet him, making ourselves the bait. He will see this as the prideful action of a new Lord of the Ring. He will empty his land, seeking to destroy this young upstart and take it back. Giving Frodo his chance, says Legolas. It's a trap, not for us, but for the Dark Lord. Legolas loves this plan. Legolas is right. We seek to capture Sauron's attention and keep it fastened upon us for as long as we can, but do not misunderstand. If we march to the Black Gate, there will be nothing to keep him from sending the considerable forces within Mordor to crush us completely and without mercy. We will buy time for the Ring-Bearer to complete his mission, but there will be no more time for us. Any who go with me on this last march should know he goes to his death. There will likely be no returning from this. Still, I consider it my duty to try. I do not claim to command any man in this. Let each make his own choice as he will. In the book, Aragorn is a little bit less... Okay. We came from Imladris with this purpose. What, to die? We will not turn back. He's a little bit less absolute. I do not know much of these dealings, but I know this, says Éomer. My friend Aragorn aided my people when they had need. I now will aid him. Aragorn is my king. Sorry, Imrahil. Aragorn is my king, whether he claims it or no. His wish is a command to me. But the city must not be undefended behind us. We do not need a great force to march on the Black Gate. This is not an army with designs on victory. We will determine the numbers to bring east and the numbers we leave behind. May this be the right choice, Gryfflet. I would rather die doing my part to bring about a new age than to do nothing and know the new age will never come. Was derived from one of Gandalf's lines in the book. We must determine the numbers we need. There is work still to do before we set forth. Do I get to help with that? Okay. All right. So, tell me about this funeral quest.
This is not the easy decision, but I think it is the right one.
Yes, we cannot defeat Sauron in battle, but we must draw his gaze and keep it upon us for as long as we can. All our hopes lie now on Frodo and Sam, and we must do what we can to aid them from afar. Okay, the guiding direction, yeah,
So it is decided.
For better or ill, the men I sent marching through Lasarnach from Pelargir have drawn nigh the city. So too have the men I commanded to follow the corsair ships and smaller watercraft up the Anduin. They loiter now, waiting for orders. Let us give them direction and hope that they make good of their word when they find that direction is east, toward the shadow. Take this call for soldiers, and read it to heralds on the field and throughout the first circle of the city. The heralds will then bring its message to the waiting soldiers, and float the number of men that will march with us. Huh. 0 soldiers pledged to Aragorn. I hope that number doesn't have to get all the way up to, what was it, 10,000 or 7,000? 7,000. There are many ways to sneak into the city unnoticed. After we set forth for the Black Gate, too few eyes will be keeping watch, and even fewer swords and bows will be defending it. Please patrol the outer walls of Minas Tirith and vouchsafe no remaining enemies loiter there. Okay. So Éomer comes through with another quest. But still we're making progress. Okay. Was that the one? That was a patrol quest, not a funeral quest. Whoa, look at all the quest rings. Okay, hang on. In my quest logs? It's not in Pelennor after battle. Is there anywhere else it would be? You know, maybe I should give up on this Trollshaw's quest, or, you know, this Lothlorien quest I didn't do. You know, back before Gryfflet was a completionist. Oh, like, I'm supposed to go around inside the pavilion. Great walls, by the way. Okay. Oh, I see. Sorry, I was misunderstanding. Hey, Dervorin. How's your leg?
Is this your first time in Minas Tirith?
I thought I was done for out there.
In better days.
I could only think about how I had let my family down. Now I have been given another chance. I will follow Aragorn to the Black Gate. Let Gondor take the offensive against these Mordor foes. Von, soldier, pledged to Aragorn. No, he doesn't count. Rasaran, you're back too.
Is this your first time in Minas Tirith?
Thank you again for your assistance. I see everyone here preparing for a march to the east. I want to join them on this journey and help where I can. Okay. So I'm just talking to you guys is a totally unrelated quest. Goal of skill. I still cannot believe that Forlong and Éowyn are both dead. These are hard times for Gondor. Oh yeah, Goaskill, he was the other guy who was at the table, right? It was like the third wheel in that party. Not going to make me talk to Dunir again, are you? No, Ingold, where is he? Oh, hang on, Angbor's got a quest. When last we spoke near Pelargir, I expected to arrive before the battle began, or at least in the midst of it. But alas, the enemy struck swiftly while I encountered setbacks and obstacles. Perhaps I will tell you more of my journey sometime. Right now, we must see that the men who will march to the Black Gate are well outfitted and provisioned for the journey. Currently, our weapons and armor supplies run low, but ore from the mountain should help us forge more blades and helmets. Will you collect some ore for the smithy? Sure. On the one hand, yes, happy to do that. On the other hand, mining operations, like on the day before we go to battle, might be a little bit too little too late, don't you think? Surely it does not surprise you that I stood at my post until the very last when you came for me. This great city I cherish, This great city I cherish and would defend with my life. It will be hard to leave it behind if I march with you. I will do as Aragorn commands, though. Yeah, a little late for mining. Also, huge battle, enormous battlefield, lots of people's weapons lying around, right? I would think some, we could take more of a reuse, recycle approach, maybe.
It is good to see some of the men of Gondor whom we feared lost returned to us.
Even as my heart is heavy with those we know now to be dead. It is time we turned our efforts to the Rohirrim unaccounted for. Oh, there's a whole nother wave? Okay, so it just didn't trigger until after the Council of the Captains, I guess. I've spoken with King Éomer, and have the names of those you should seek. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So I'm not nearly as close to the end as I thought I was.
Éomer has informed me that Aelfmar, Harding, and Torferth are missing.
Oh, Harding died too? While they were all seen on the battlefield, none have reported into Éomer since we established victory. Find them quickly, I am counting on you. Wait, who was Torferth? I forget Torferth.
Éomer has provided me a list of names.
Of those known Rohirrim who were slain by the enemy on Pelennor. You explained that you saw Nothmor on the Pelennor with Herefara and Herubrand. It seems that Nothmar is still missing. We thought he was in the city, but word has come back that he never made it. Please look for him while you are out there. He may still be alive. Okay. He was the Thane of Torsbury and Broadacres. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I don't remember Broadacres that clearly. That's where Stoke is, right? And I was doing the... Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Okay, that other quest ring is just the quartermaster dude. Okay. All right. Another round of battlefield searching. Off we go. Who's Nethra? Oh, hang on. Oh, read aloud Aragorn's call for soldiers. I will find many soldiers for King Elessar. Ooh, 462. To be precise. All right. Great. Well, that's fun. Looks like, hang on, other heralds are right near here. Oh, yes, okay. Frithhild and her children. Yeah, okay, all right. All right, Yalaril. What can you deliver here? King Elessar will have the men he needs. Man, she produced almost 1,000. Wow. Okay, let's see. Isn't there? Oh no, that's just the pavilion. I keep getting distracted by that. How many times have I headed towards the pavilion thinking it's, you know, a destination? But there's another herald inside the gates? Hey, Langlass. Right, there's one inside the gates right here, right? I seem to remember. There he is, Lamdir. Reading aloud. I will bring this message through the city. Okay, almost 500. Well, since I'm in here, I might as well finish the Herald quest. the quest ring out here? Oh, the Cape of Belphilus housing broker. Yeah, no, that's okay. That is a set of quests Gryfflet does not feel the need to complete. Okay, yeah, I'm remembering these randomly strewn heralds of Gondor. Here we go. I can read from horseback, fortunately. King Alessar will have his soldiers. Oh, not very many. What did she deliver, like 50? Let's see if the next one is more persuasive. Okay, Conglim. How can you do here? 20. Okay, we're making slower progress now than I expected on our way towards 7,000. That's it? Well, I'm glad I came all the way up this way in order to secure those last 25 soldiers. It was rather an anticlimactic ending. But that's all right. Okay. So we'll head back out now. We found all the heralds. Okay. Back out to the Pelennor. Let's go. Which one is the... Oh. Okay. I guess it's the city walls. For some reason I was thinking I was being sent by Éomer to patrol the Ramas. But I see. If it's just the city walls, well, we'll just do that, I guess. Since we're right here under the city walls. Okay. I'm patrolling them by night here. Okay, if I'm going to do patrolling, let me get another lore question. Let's see. JJ, you asked this question a while before, I think. In The Hobbit, I actually see axes associated with goblins more than dwarves. Are axes associated with dwarves in folklore? Or might that be a Tolkien holdover from associating them with goblins earlier on? It's a really interesting question. I don't know. I'm trying to think. So the place to look would be in Norse mythology. Do we see dwarves in combat that much? And I don't remember. This is a weakness of mine. I'm not gonna... Okay. Patrol this section. Now we gotta go back over all the terrain we've just been over. We'd have to ask someone who has better and more immediate recall than I do of, of Norse mythology. Because that would be the place to look. as for... Oh, I hate it when it looks like you can get through, but you can't. As for... whether, because of course what JJ's referring to is way back in like Dwarf 1.0, you know, in Tolkien's initial concept of dwarves back in Unfinished Tales, not Unfinished Tales, Book of Lost Tales, sorry. Back in the Book of Lost Tales, the dwarves were bad guys, like alongside the goblins, like that. But see, it wasn't. Well, anyway, yeah. So, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. Mostly because the main reason I say that, although I do acknowledge, JJ, that you are correct, that goblins do use axes in The Hobbit. It's not like they're. I wouldn't necessarily call them associated with axes. Yeah. It's they use axes, but I don't recall them being actually associated in the sense of like being paired together, apart from just the fact that we see some goblins using them. When I say paired together, what I mean is thinking about like how later when he's fully adopted axes for dwarves, you know, when he talks about like the axes of the dwarves, you know, you know, Gimli has a whole battle cry about the axes of the dwarves, right? That kind of association. I don't see anything like that associating goblins and axes together. Okay. So I can talk to Éomer and tell him that all is fine. All right. But now that I'm down here, let me go out of the range of the city. Oh, look at that. Time to do some mining, apparently. Yeah, so the, no, well, of course, JJ, one of the reasons that axes are not associated with dwarves much in The Hobbit is that they don't have weapons, right? The only time we do finally see the dwarves using weapons is in the Battle of Five Armies, really. I mean, apart from you know, Orcrist. It's in the Battle of Five Armies. And there, it's axes, hammers, and mattocks, I think. I'm thinking here especially of the description of the people of Dan coming in. So certainly they're not uniformly. Yeah, Dan's people have mattocks. Yeah, exactly. Yes, we do see Thorin wielding a silver-hafted axe. Yes, it does seem to be it's certainly, I think the one thing that we can confidently conclude is that it's not a matter of it's clearly not a an early association by Tolkien with the dwarves. Like he doesn't the kind of association that they seem to have with Gimli around does not seem to be present in The Hobbit. So it does seem to be a later association of his. And frankly, I wonder if the association could be as simple as like he gave Gimli an axe, and Gimli becomes, I mean, I've said this before, Gimli basically is dwarf 4.0, I mean, he is our whole representative of the dwarves in the Lord of the Rings. It doesn't mean he's the only one we ever see. We see his dad, I know, but as far as like the main story and getting to know them and everything else, it's just Gimli is the only dwarf we know for almost all of the whole story. And so as things develop, again, world building isn't something he set out and did before. It's something he discovered along the way. So I wonder if that element of dwarf culture is built around Gimli, essentially. Like if that is something that he kind of decides is a thing because of how he described Gimli. Going up on the hill. What is this? We're looking for Grimbold and Derwina. I still am really, really sad that I didn't get to fight with Grimbold at Pelennor Field. Haradrim supplies? Nobody sent me to look for Haradrim supplies. Why am I destroying Haradrim supplies? Yeah, I found some abandoned Haradrim supplies. Why not destroy them? Oh, it's a deed, not a quest. I see. That's really weird. Did I just get the deed? Haradrim remnants, 1 of 6. Okay, how close am I to quests? Ooh, 7 more quests, huh? Well, I guess I've got, what, 4 or 5 right here? Uh-oh, I'm running out of time, too. Dunhera was felled by an arrow at Rider's Stand. I should stop soon. We came pretty close. With this last set, so we got 4 here. If there are 3 more quests after this, then we'll definitely finish next time. Head off into North Ithilien. Let's see. So Druid's Fire, do you mind if I finish these quests? Is that okay? I don't want to impinge on your time. I should be able to get them done though. Shouldn't take me too long. It'll be more satisfying to finish these and turn them in, and then I'll be ready for the next ones. Okay, let's see. I think I have half the vermin of Pelennor Field in pursuit of me at this moment. But somewhere around here, I should find somebody, maybe even alive, who knows. Oh, okay. Hang on. Nope. Yeah, this is the corpse quest. Alder Harding, Alder of Easternet, Reeve of the Wold, and all-around cranky fellow. Poor Harding. He slew many before he fell in battle. Oh. Derwin and Guthlaf, the banner bearer. Of course, both of whom fell with Theoden. He died protecting King Theoden. Guthlaf, the faithful banner bearer, died protecting King Theoden. Yes. Okay. Hang on. Since I'm passing by the pavilion here, let me put the ore in the forge. Just in case they send me off somewhere else. So I was going to save this till I came back. But since I'm passing by, I'll do this in case they send me off and I can maybe fold it in. The forge glows bright with newly added metals. Okay, oh, that's it. Where are you? Oh, right around the corner. This should give us at least a dozen more blades, if not more. The Haradrim are a devious foe. Do you know that they are planning an assault from the south? By good fortune, my men and I intercepted them on our northward march. I will not bother you with the details, but needless to say, my men and I stood our ground. So it seems the smiths have some new armor. Deliver the armor. Okay, I'm not going to do that, though. I'm not going to impose Druid's Fire like on your entire session, just to keep going here. I will wait to do that one. Okay, but I am close to finishing the Rohirrim quests. Okay, right. Dunhera is Ellen Fremedin's husband, yes. Grimbold heroically attacked a fell beast in his final moments. Good old Grimbold. Grimbold has always, I don't know why, Grimbold has always been sort of randomly one of my favorite of the Rohirrim captains. So I was disappointed that we didn't get to be with him on the battlefield when he died. Elfmar. Oh, killed by a troll. Elfmar died valiantly. Yes, he did. Poor Elfmar. Nothmar.
What do you know of this Aragorn?
I tried to make it to the city with Herefara and Herobrand. Their deaths were heavy on me, slain by foul orcs. I am hurt, my ankle twisted. I can walk but do not have the strength to carry my friends any further. I did not want to leave their side, not with orcs roaming about. Thank you for coming and helping finish this task I set out to accomplish. It's okay. Oh yeah, you limp off. Don't worry, I'll get this scavenging rat, I suppose. Stop gnawing on my ankles while I'm trying to have a conversation. Herobrand and Herefara, father and son. Ah, well do I remember you. Herobrand was slain by Gothsmog's orcs. Herefara was also slain by Gothsmog's orcs. Okay, so that leaves only Torfirth. All right. There he is. Ah, poor Torfirth. Torfirth gave his life to Rohan and Gondor. Okay. All right. Let me turn these in and we'll see where we are. I'm glad that very few foes still dare to come close to the city walls. That's right. Very few indeed.
This is grim indeed.
Such great lives lost to evil that lies just beyond those mountains. That is why we march, burglar, not just for Gondor, but for Elfmar, Harding, Torfirth, and all that fell to the darkness of Mordor.
I am glad to hear that Nothmar is safe.
And that his wounds are not serious. The Rohirrim are great warriors. We will need as many as we can muster in the coming days to protect both the city and march with us to the Black Gate. Here we go. Gryfflet is 109, which is where I'm going to freeze him, though I'll probably let him go a little bit further so that I can level him up quickly when the time comes. Okay.
Speak to my other commanders. Learn how large a host we have assembled.
How many men were the heralds able to reach with their voices? More than 2,000, you say? That is very good and matches my hopes. These other commanders have also done work to gather soldiers for the march. Speak to them and see how large a host we have assembled. It need not be enough to wage war upon Mordor, but it must be large enough to threaten battle. Okay, yeah, we'll wait on that one.
It is a sad day.
Many of the finest warriors I have known are slain. I take heart, however, that they live on in their descendants and their heroic deeds. May both go on for many generations to come.
Rohan will not abandon her friends.
Much has been asked of my men already, but Rohan will not abandon her friends. Many among the Rohirrim were unhorsed during the battle lately, but they are still war-worthy and will not let that stay their weapons. 500 of these will follow behind, and I will lead 500 on horse alongside. Okay. All right, so let me talk to Nothmar. Where'd he go? Can't see him in the midst of all this. So, where am I now? 14 out of 17? Okay. Oh, there's Nothmar right there.
What do you know of this, Aragorn?
I tried my hardest to bring Herefara and Herebrand back to the city. Their deaths at the hands of Gothmog's orcs was a cruel and unwelcome demise. May I repay you many times over for your assistance out there. Hey, no problem, man. So I think it's the aftermath that's leading up to the funeral, right?
The dead and missing we sought are all accounted for.
I thank you for your assistance in this matter. It is of great importance that the men who fought and died here receive all the honor and diligence that Gondor can grant them. Ah, helm of the reclaimed city, huh?
Now is the time to mourn those who fought to the end.
And fought so bravely for this great kingdom. Okay, so this is the funeral. Okay, great. Okay, so hang on a second.
Come.
No, wait, hang on.
time.
Not yet. No, that's not what I meant to do, Aragorn. Sorry. I just realized I'm like way behind on my cosmetics here. So, okay. Because I'm getting a whole new cosmetic set. It's time to set the the gear of wrath aside in favor of the reclaimed city. So hang on, where'd it go? Man, it's also time to manage my inventory again. Okay. And, oh, nice. Love it. Kind of tasteful wings on the side there. Okay, and how about the cloak? I want to see the cloak. I got a cloak. Where'd it go? Where's my new cloak? Here it is. Cloak of the guiding direction. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. It covers up my nice new hat, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Okay. I think that's all I got. I got these earrings and stuff, but I think that's all. So many earrings. So much inventory. Okay. Good, good. That's fine. That's fine. I think those are the only, like, visible ones that I've got. I like the cloak. Okay. Good. I'll try to do something about my inventory before next time. All right. Druid's Fire, I shan't impose on you any longer. Let's not do the funeral today. I'll wait. We'll start with the funeral next time. And I'm pretty close. I only have... What do I only have? Still 3? 2. Down to 2. 2 more quests, one of which is this armor quest here. So, I'm just about done with the quest out here. So we'll definitely... we should definitely finish this up next time. We'll do the funeral. We'll finish up, do the funeral, and we'll set out. So next week, and it should be next week. I should be here next week, so far as I know. We should finish up here and head out, I guess, to Osgiliath first, right? And then through Osgiliath to North Ithilien. So, again, this is going to become more and more territory that I have never really seen, other than just, again, very, very quickly to be ripping through it on the Epic Line only. So, so looking forward to the continuation. Thanks, folks. Druid's Fire, who has been delayed through her own kindness and patience, is coming up next, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye now. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.